Alrighty, that looks good. There we go. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome wherever you're watching around the world to our Super Sunday fixture, the first one of the campaign. And we've got a mouth-watering, tasty little fixture here from the EFL Championship at Vicarage Road. Watford and Southampton. Two teams that are, I think, looking at different ends of the Championship table. Watford, I think, will be worried about the drop this campaign with a lot of changeover in players and once again management. Southampton, well, for them, they want to push on and this campaign go back up to the Premiership. It's been an interesting last couple of months for them, being kicked out of the playoffs after Spygate and the great run of form they won prior to that. But they go again, and for me, one of the strongest, if not the strongest side, I think, in the Championship this campaign. For Watford, let's have a look at some of their starting 11 here. Ravalia in goal, Traore right back, Bola left back, Kevin and Pollock at the back. Eduardo Bove in midfield with Kripanu. Here's Nabziada on the left, Bravo in the 10. Doumbia leading the line for them. For Southampton, it's usual faces. Daniel Perrott in goal, Bree, Manning, Stevens, Hannibal Bellis make up the back four. Flynn Downs alongside Cameron Bragg in midfield with Matsuki in the 10, Dobbin on the left. Of course, the ever-dangerous Leonardo Cienza on the right. And up top is the new signing, Carl Laren. We've got Azaz, Archer, Ben Burton, Diaz, Adozi, Long, Fellows, Wood and Mubama on the bench. Obviously, opening day on Friday night, 2-2 with being Wolves and Blackburn. Bolton getting an important victory over Preston North End. Millwall comfortably over Bristol City. Charlton beating Derby. Middlesbrough, that great comeback to beat Lincoln City. West Brom got the better of Norwich. Portsmouth and QPR played out a 3-1 game, which QPR came out the victors. Swansea, a 2-1 victory away at Stoke, and then 0-0 between Sheffield United and Birmingham earlier today. Burnley and West Ham to come. And then following that, a Monday night football fixture for the Welsh sides, Cardiff and Wrexham. Looks like there'll be a minute of applause here, or a tribute. Seven straight meetings in which Southampton have been unbeaten versus this Watford side, and in all 6 Championship meetings, they remain unbeaten, winning 4 of those 6 games versus Watford. Watford have continually dropped down the Championship table year on year, and it's probably due to the lack of stability. Obviously, Nestor Irankunda as well has left for Sporting Lisbon. But this one here, look, I'm going to go with a Southampton 3-1 victory. I think they've got a lot of attacking options. Carl Laren up top is obviously, I think, going to be a handful all day long. This Watford side, though, is solid. It is strong. I just don't like the amount of changes they've made. Nam on the left is obviously going to be the exciting player, a bit of a handful on the left-hand flank there. But if you look at the season on season, it was a really mediocre campaign last time around. For the football club, and I think they'll be wanting to respond quickly. Don't want to continue in this sort of middle to bottom half of the table, as they haven't in recent times, because the Championship forgets nobody. If you're average for too long, you go missing. It was 16th last campaign, solid season the season prior for Watford, but it fell away at the end there with 14th place, and then in 23-24, they're in 15th. So 15th, 14th, and then 16th. It's not good enough. There's been a lot of change. The new manager, hopefully, he can push them to where they want to be, which is back amongst that top 8. Obviously extended this season, the Championship, to 8 teams that can make the postseason, if you will. 2 will make qualifiers, and then the 6 of the rest compete for that final spot. Is, I think, what's going to be one of the most engaging leagues we'll see for a long time. Millwall up there, West Brom, Borough, Wolves, Burnley, and obviously West Ham going to be dangerous. We know what Wrexham had the capability to do. And you got the outsiders, the likes of Bristol, the likes of Pompey as well. I thought Preston North End could have caused some problems. Not many people see them going too well this season, but I think they could have a chance alongside Derby as those outside teams in there as well. But Southampton are a team that will want to go up automatically, and they'll believe they can do that. The team on a 19-game unbeaten streak, a team that really should have won last season's Championship playoffs. That's Spygate. Manager Eckert, though, in charge, has to prove that Spygate malarkey wasn't the only reason they're doing so well last campaign, and that he can manage and successfully push the side back towards Premier League football. All is in readiness here from Vicarage Road, and we are underway for the 26-27 Championship season. It is Watford in their yellow home strip from left to right. Southampton in their change blue strip from right to left. Watford wanting to climb back up from the bottom half into the top half this campaign. Southampton, with his talented side, will look to push for Premier League football. Already Carl Lauren, the new signing, involved. Tienzo went to ground, but no foul given by the referee. We need to see how this Watford side fare early on. Are they going to press out the pitch? Do they have energy from the offing? This is a good start, though. Ball out wide, just slightly overhit there. Nabizada out there, replacing Nestor and Kunda this season. It's a very, very strong championship season. We'll sort of talk about that as the game goes on. Even likes of Norwich in there with Motore up top and the creative midfield they've got there. It's really, really going to be engaging throughout. Tolai leading the line for Bristol City. And we saw what the big man did yesterday for Middlesbrough. I think that team is going to be an absolute handful. Will Lancashire with the double and the winning goal in the 91st minute there on the Riverside Stadium. They're going to be unbelievable to watch. Watford got a good midfield in their own right, though. Eduardo Bovet, Bravo at the 10. Really exciting unit there. Here's Stevens to Manning, Larin. Here's Dobbin, who's always exciting to watch. The number 11. Looking to pull the ball back. And the keeper's unwell there. Aravalia to come off his line and claim that comfortably. Big keeper coming across from Serie A. Leading Bologna now that Skorupski's got that number 1 spot. Here he is here walking this ball out. He's one of those many new faces in this Watford side. You see how Doumbia goes up top as well. Don't know much about him, but had some good things. And Watford seen as much as they often change the squad and change the players and the management, seen to get a lot right, including obviously our Aussie man, Nestor and Kunda, who's parted ways and joined Sporting Lisbon and almost taking Kwenda's spot, who's joining Chelsea. We'll see them next week. Potential for a Super Sunday fixture for Chelsea on the channel, so keep an eye out for that. Big week to come. If you're new here to this live stream, we've got the Premier League review show that comes every Monday. That'll be coming week on week after the Premier League season starts, but starting with the league table predictions tomorrow. Tuesday, it's our chance to deep dive into a big story or technical analysis. I think we'll be looking at the Community Shield final and how both teams sort of fared. And Maresca's first game in charge of City later this evening. Wednesday, the Away Days podcast, wrapping up a few of the games here in the Championship, focusing on Leicester City, that disappointing 1-1 away at Notts County, and a few other Championship matches, as well as the La Liga that partially got kicked off over the weekend. Alaves and playing, and Rayo Vallecano losing a crazy one to Sevilla. Thursday, the Premier League predictions are back for the first time this season, and then into next week, we're watching my boys Manchester United and Soccer Saturday, our preview fixture there. Feature fixture will be those two sides as Hull City play their first game in the top flight in nearly a decade. Can Michael Carrick get off to a perfect start for Manchester United? And potential for a double-header on Super Sunday next week, but we're definitely watching the Baggies play. West Brom, after their first victory, they're playing next Sunday, lunchtime fixture, and we'll give that a close watch as the wide man's gone down there for Watford and no foul given. I'm going to go with the 3-1 Southampton victory. Let me know your guys' predictions in the comment section. Trying to keep engaged with you guys down there. Love having the interactive crowd here on a Sunday. It's a long ball towards Carl Laren. All broken up there. He's Eduardo Borvet. Back with Kevin. Was interesting. I don't know how many have watched the Leicester City game yesterday. It's Notts County, but I don't think Russell Martin will be in a job very long if they continue to play that way. How open they were yesterday. Good goal from the young fullback, and a lot of youngsters in that Leicester starting 11, which is exciting to see. But boy, they should really be putting Notts County to the sword, and didn't. Mahama there on scale, the number 7. Did they good work initially, but then gave the ball away. So Southampton throw on the far right-hand side for them. Pretty interesting to see if they didn't get, obviously found out for Spygate last season, how they would have gone in that playoff final. Oh, great little touch around the corner. Here goes Cienza, coming in that central position. Through to Dobbin. And Laren, oh, misses it. They try to just walk the ball in, and I think Dobbin really should have taken it on. Already, Cienza coming central, and Lewis Dobbin, I really thought, should have gone second touch and wrapped that into the far right-hand corner. Great hold-up play from Carl Laren, and Cienza does this. He gets in the channels. And Dobbin, I think, was the one that went a little bit early there. Offside against him, but boy, big chance. Goes begging there for the Saints early on. Getting him behind this Watford backline way too easy. So Saints fans in fine voice from the start here. And the team have started strong here. Great counter move. And already seeing the quality of players like Cienza, Dobbin and Laren up there. Looks like Cienza's going to be playing centrally. And Matsuki's gone to the right-hand side. So that's going to be an interesting watch today. How those in the front line sort of stay malleable. Cienza around the corner. Come back to Cienza from the head of Dobbin. Oh, great from Cienza. And Cipriani's taken him down and picked up a slice of cheddar. The first of this game there. Unbelievable run from Cienza, who I think is way too good for this level. If they don't go up this campaign, I can expect the side to have a look of him in the Premier League. 27 years of age, a Brazilian. Very silky smooth, the way he can get into those channels, and plays at a great speed and physicality. If you all want to get kept up with the Championship or the EFL in general, I'm trying to keep a little more of a closer eye this campaign, so we'll try and review more Championship games and fixtures on the Away Days podcast, more videos, reaction videos around the league. But I made those 5 players, the videos of 5 players to keep an eye on for, and Leonardo Cienza was one of those. And that's the reason why. The way he was able to skip past 2 or 3, and he's gone to ground there, just holding that shoulder, which is not a good sign. Seems to be some serious discomfort there. Massive challenge with flying in. On the Thunder record, he's going to be forced into an early substitution here. Brings to a halt what was a pretty exciting start to this one. Cipriani obviously picking up that yellow card. Chances at both ends. Southampton obviously winning that EFL Cup fixture. 2-0 versus Colchester. Start the season off, and Watford got a victory there of their own. A 1-0 win versus Crawley at home. back at home today and want to get the perfect start to their campaign. Here versus Southampton. Sienza's still in a bit of discomfort here, holding that right shoulder. Took a massive fall there onto it. Just wonder if you were to continue here, if that pain is giving me too much for him to handle. He's going to stay on here though. Southampton goes short from the free kick. Flynn Downs. Whipped in there from the wide right area. One back in midfield there. Here's Manning. Now to Dobbin, he's going to be a handful, you know that. No reverse ball there for Manning, looking for Dobbin, but all switched on there. Like the fullback there, Traore. Probably Manning here. So he ends up trying a little fancy flick around the corner, but ball there in the way. Traore long for Doumbia. Oh, that's an awkward looking ball. Bravo! Bravo scored! Watford lead! And that's a nothing! Watford are taking the lead here. It was an awful clearance. I think it was Jack Stevens. Hooked that ball back around the corner. And the first to pounce was Bravo. And that's a little special finish. Taking it around the defender and stroking it home. And the manager's going to smile on his face, but he should be. Ika Bravo scores the first goal in this one. And it's all come from Traore, just a long ball, hoof forward. And Stevens just sort of backed the ball back into a dangerous area. Bravo pounced on it first and just rolled that ball past the keeper, Parrots. Don't know what he's playing out there, though. What a start, though, for Watford. And Vicarage Road has erupted. Ika Bravo. Electric. And a vital finish at a vital time. And Southampton, that's not the way you want to start your season. 12 minutes in conceding. Right over Pollock, but he's caught Cienza there. Again, the Brazilian has been hacked at. Maybe that's a sign of what's to come for him this season. They know more about him in this league now. And challenges are going to be flying in on the creative wide man. Now the skipper, Pollock, picks up a yellow. Not a great one. I thought he did get the ball, but no, he didn't get anywhere near. He absolutely comes through the ball and goes straight through Cienza. So the skipper, the centre half in the book. Cipriano in the book as well. I think the Southampton players are wondering if that's a red card there. Carl Larenau with a yellow card for his demonstrations. You can't do that. You can't wave the imaginary card. We know that for a fact. I know in the Championship and in UEFA competitions are covering the mouth. It's not going to be a straight red. It's been announced. It's going to be a yellow card throughout UEFA competitions. But, you know, the old waving of the hand like that, gesturing for the card, it's always going to be a yellow card offence. Southampton need to respond here with Manning. Left-footed ball in there. Dangerous spot. Comes out as far as Dobbin. Pollock just hoofs that ball rid. He's going to come back, though, with Manning. Headed clear in Doumbia. Oh, challenge there by Bragg. And the Watford fans finding their voice now. This has been a perfect start for those in yellow. Southampton had the better moments and better spells in possession and more dangerous of the early moments, but big chance came and was taken by the Watford man. Howard Bellis there holding his head. Not happy with the challenge on him. Jack Stevens, his mistake. Pounces upon by Bravo, Ika Bravo, to open the scoring here. Inside 12, there's not much in that. I don't think even Dumbia's even collected him. As you can imagine, and as we'll probably greet Southampton in every away game, the "we know you are" chants echoing around Vicarage Road. Great turn from Laren. Ball fizzed in there. It's going to keep with it out. Laren's with it. Toby put in Matsuki there. Went over. Kipriano has to be careful here. He's on a yellow card and, oh, gee, putting his head in there. Another day, a referee could see that as another yellow cardable offence and he'd be off inside the first quarter of an hour. 50-50 to 1 there. Dobbin stayed with it. Double deflection. Now it's going to come off Dobbin and out of play and it'll be a Revalia goal kick. Physical starting from Watford. They want to counteract Southampton's ability with their physicality. There's a yellow cardable offence as well, I thought. James Bree shaking his head. Just getting very, very scrappy here. The referee, yeah, he's going to give a yellow card here. I expected it from James Bree. The way to officialed early on here. He got beaten. Mayama. And just put his shoulder across him and stopped him from getting towards the bar line. And I think that was always going to be a yellow card. No matter how hard he tried to escape that. And James Bree in the book. Joins Kipriano and Pollock. Mayama. Over this free kick. Watford a chance to make it 2 goals in 2 attacks. Doumbia lays it off for Eduardo Bove, who's pulled that ball wide for former Fiorentina man and Roma man as well. Leaving Italy for a new chance, fresh start. Maybe to make an impact here this season, his first full season with Watford. Back here with Revalia. Pollock. You see there how Southampton can respond here. It's been a common trend so far that teams, he may say, have favoured, have always seemed to have got behind this weekend, but have left it right towards the end to make the comeback. And Watford look dangerous here again. Another good ball fizzed in. Whoa, what's a hit? Bother, but gee, he's always lifting. Watford looking bright here. Transitional actions. Balls into the box. Bother with power, but accuracy was lacking there from the left fullback. 20 minutes in, Southampton yet to really respond. It's almost that challenge on Cienza that saw him ruffled up and hurt his shoulder, took the sting out of it, then they conceded, and now they haven't been able to get back and do what they do best. Natsuki fouling Mayama out there. And again, another set piece chance here for Watford. In this current age, set pieces have become very, very important. If Watford here can pounce. Southampton's defensive line on the edge of their area. Natsuki gave away the free kick. They're going to have to defend it here. Ball in towards the near post. Downs away. Only partially. Kipriani's had his shot blocked. Bove put a ball back forward into a dangerous spot. Oh, great. Flickwards. Back. Oh! And the shot towards the near post, and Perez had to be there for it. And Mayama almost beating the keeper at his near stick. This is bright for Watford. Southampton really struggling. I think it's been a discussion point. It's everything that's been forefront of my mind is how the more direct and physical styles of football are going to contrast the high tempo and the beautiful football that we can expect from Middlesbrough, Southampton, West Ham particularly. Because you know that some of these sort of mid-table, bottom half sides are going to make it very, very difficult for the top end sides by taking their chances and being hands full on both ends of the park. There's a problem here. Bowler has gone down. Maybe that shot might have just tweaked something in the hamstring potentially. Adam, I've tried in the past other games and the channel nearly got taken down. So if you've got a VPN or you've got a dodgy box, sync the time. Sync the time and that will fix all your problems. But no, I'm sorry, I cannot show the game. I've tried different leagues, different times, but unfortunately, I don't know, my friend. Looks like bowler's done here. Zamora running himself here to come on. That's a very, very disappointed figure. He literally just had that powerful flying effort over the crossbar about 2 minutes ago, and maybe that has just tweaked that hamstring. Looks like he's holding that hamstring region. He's a very, very disappointed man. So Zamora on. Left-hand side man coming on. Here is Zamora straight in the action. Cross deflected behind for a secondary Watford corner. Right, having to deal with two of the better centre-halves in the league in Stevens and Harwood Bellis. So they're going short and trying to play around them rather than into them. Second the home end here. Watford. Ball fizzing in towards that near post. Perez fits it away. Bove back into a dangerous spot. Perez came out again and got another stronger fist this time to around 25 yards out. That ball back in was poor. Traore just putting that ball into touch, and maybe a goal kick here for Perez. Really bright start though from Watford. Did not expect this from them at all coming into this. Here's Cienza. He's sort of now drifted alongside Dobbin on his left-hand side. They're overloading and doubling it up. That's a dangerous sight for all Championship fans to see these two linking up. That pass from Cienza just overhit though. Traore coming across to make the challenge. The man moving across from Germany and Heidenheim last season. He had a fantastic campaign 2 years ago and then went down last season in the Bundesliga alongside Köln. Well, the Matsuki direction eventually reaches him. Zamura fresh on, having to defend early here. Great physicality for Matsuka to endure the challenge and keep possession for the Saints. And they come here forward looking to find a response. Stevens' mistake is hook clearance back towards goal. Handing possession to Watford. And the rest was converted by Bravo. Despite Southampton having some good spells of possession and some dangerous actions, it's been Watford that have created the shooting chances. Laren's hold up play. Dobbin looked for the return pass, but and there was Mayama. Already though seeing the excitement machine that Dobbin can be. Matsuka has a fierce one in there. Stevens to Manning. Another loose pass. Doumbia looking to occupy the centre halves and has done that well so far, but can't keep possession there for the Watford side. Long ball hasn't been dealt with. And Laren went down. Kevin was all at sea there for a moment, offside against the Canadian centre forward. Almost a very, very awkward moment there for Kevin. The Watford centre half. All at sea. Long ball though, looking this time for Doumbia. Nearly nicked it across Harwood Bellis. Bravo already has a goal. His cross blocked and then he couldn't keep the ball in play. And it went out of play for Southampton goal kick. This is looking very reminiscent of the second half for Notts County Leicester City yesterday, where Notts came alive in the second 45 and able to respond later in the half. But despite Leicester having all the ball and looking to play the better football, it was always Notts that found the way to make something of note. Thank you for joining us wherever you're joining around the globe. It's good to have football back, isn't it? Obviously, later tonight we've got the Charity Shield final. Arsenal and Manchester City. First time seeing Enzo Maresca in charge of Manchester City in a somewhat competitive matchup. So we had the Championship all weekend long alongside League One and League Two. Could have had the EFL back. Oh, smart little ball around the corner there from Carl Larin to find Bragg. Now Matsuki chopping inside. Almost losing his footing there. Manning's come very central, then giving the ball away. A great chance to get in behind here for Watford. Down the right-hand side again. No one goes to the attacker. It's a goal! What a run and finish! Nabizana's gone the whole length of the pitch and slotted to the far corner. And Watford have absolute lift-off now. A scintillating run and finish from Nabizana. The Saints again, their own worst enemy. This time was Manning gave the ball away in midfield carelessly. And then Naby Zada ran the full length, basically, from his own half. No one went to him. Cienza was never going to get back, but Howard Bellis and Stevens just held off too long, and what a finish, that tight angle for Naby Zada. Smart finish to get it past the goalkeeper Perez, but also avoid a block from Stevens, who came in late. They have blasted out of the gates here, Watford. Perfect start to the championship campaign, and maybe the new signings, maybe the new manager, maybe at last it might be working for those in yellow. They must be in dreamland against a promotion favourite Southampton. We mustn't forget they're on -4. Start the season off after the Spygate. And Tondereka had him in my top 5 managers under pressure. Oh, he's under the pump now, isn't he? This is an awful start to proceedings for this campaign. How do they respond now? They've just had more about them today, Watford. A little more intensity, a little bit more energy on the football they've played. And you can see there all the stats on screen. 7 shots, 3 on target. Southampton yet to test. Ravalier in goal. The new man for Watford. There's Doumbia. Been a great hold-up man so far. And Tamayama. Put him on that right foot and dinking it in there. Naby Zada was there at the back stick, but just overhit from him. They've just looked brighter. A bit more intent to their play. Denisi on screen. He's got his team playing some good football. And there by Zamora. Obviously lost bowler early in this game for Watford. 4 players in the book already. Great challenge there by the big centre half. It just looks like Watford are in the challenger's ball. Winning those 50-50 duels. A little bit more physical. We say it's a lot about the championship. Those sides that are more physical, more active, quicker on it. Normally, teams that are more successful. Skills are undoubtedly important and ability is important, but a lot of the time it's work rate, it's intensity. That's what's been provided by Watford. What a take by Doumbia. Here come Watford again. Traore stands one in there. Doumbia's there. Couldn't get a head onto it. Zamora. Mayama. Got to wrap one to the far corner, but shot blocked by Matsuki. Maybe throw it on the far side for Watford. They were finishing the half very, very strong. First sort of 5 or 6 minutes went the way of Southampton, but since then, it's been one-way traffic. All the dangerous movements have come for Watford attacking their home end. Hammer. Shifting the ball on the right foot now. Bove. Zamora. Bazardo was getting into the back stick, but once again, just overhit. Wide man to wide man. Perfect start for Watford. They want to finish this first half strong, though. Hold off Southampton, not give them an avenue back into this game. The last thing I want to do is allow the Saints to score. I did predict a 3-1 game in favour of Southampton. It could be the other way around, but did see goals in this one. Didn't see Southampton conceding 2 inside the first half an hour, though. Here's Bravo, scored the first. Blocked by Stevens. He made that first mistake for the first goal. Dobbin and Cienza trying their best yet again to keep Southampton moving forward. Dobbin knocks it past Traore. The defender getting back, and a great recovery run and challenge there to prevent the Southampton wire man getting further forward. How can the Saints strike back here? You feel like it's going to come through. The fate of Lewis, Dobbin or Carl Laren have probably looked the most bright for Southampton. Cienza's just drifted out of this game after being clattered a few times, and that is understandable. Just a moment of brilliance here, even a half chance. Southampton would be a little bit more pleased going into the interval. Bragg. Across to Harwood Bellis now. It's not that possession play which we will expect from the Saints this season. Harwood Bellis a crossfield ball. Looking for Manning, and he finds him. Great first time ball inside the Dobbin. Shifts onto that right foot and tries to play to Matsuki. Just missed that pass, but kept alive by James Bree. Puts the ball in. Rivalia's punch was poor. Cienza! Totally mishit it. Actually didn't even go out of play how poorly hit it was. Zamura's ball away. Took a nick, and it'll be a Saints throw. No, it'll be a Watford throw. Strong, struggling contingent of Saints fans that have come across up north here from the south coast and have so far had nothing to really be excited about. Again, no Bove in there in midfield. Kevin. Bravo. Bravo from Bravo. Very well done there. Hold up play. Wins the foul. His own half. Maybe the missing Cameron Archer is proving to be a bigger gap than expected. But it really hasn't been the front line that has failed the Saints today. It has been that midfield, that defence. Obviously, Manning and Stevens both making a mistake for the 2 goals. That tells you all you need to know about this game so far. It's been self-inflicted by Southampton. They have not really been that bad in possession or even without the football. Mistakes at this level, mistakes of the calibre that Southampton have made, have always going to be punished. Can't expect anything different. Little deep pass, smart one looking for Bravo. Howard Belloc got across though. Here comes Bragg. Cienza lays it off. Manning under pressure now from Nabizada. Gets away from him. Here's Flynn Downs. He's looked off it today. Nabizada tries to squeeze the ball through, but Cienza picks up on that loose football and can carry the ball away for the Saints here. Opportunity for them to use the right-hand side where Bree is, and that's where they have ended up going. A couple of 50-50s going their way now, Southampton. They might have to ride their luck here. Get a ball to fall their way, or a bit of fortune to find the back of the net, just so they can take it something into half-time. You feel you're going 2-0 down. Team's flat. Play low. Really want one here from the start to carry into that second half. Bit of belief you can find a way back in this game, because you feel if only 1 down going to half-time, there's a chance they win this one. I mean, 2 down, it takes something very, very special for the Saints to get off the mark, and I guess technically for them, close that negative gap they've got right now. -4 after the Spygate investigation. Matsuki just such a heavy touch. Careless there, gave the ball away. Watford come the other way now. There's Perez. There's a careless challenge from Doumbia, but that's the sort of physicality and the pressing which we've seen from Watford so far. It's been a real intent from this Watford side. Dionisi and his outfit of here have made sure that Southampton are not settled, not feel comfortable in the football. Whenever there's a chance to skip past the defender or get a bit of space, there's been some pressing or a big challenge has flown in. So maybe they lasted a couple of minutes here. They've got the football and able to really get the foot on it and make it stick. Here's Bragg to Flynn Downs. Want to lift from him. Manning. It's better though from them. In and out of feet right now, Southampton. More the football we used to them playing. Let's see where they can be dangerous. Cienza finds Bragg. Shot blocked and almost deflected into the path of Matsuki that couldn't take it down and get a shooting opportunity. Cipriano in the way. Maybe Watford just running out of steam here at the end of the first half. But I think it's these little pockets here that Matsuki and Cienza are sort of finding themselves in. It's got to be important here. Crossfield pass, looking for Cienza. Broken up though by Traore. Seeing the last couple of minutes. Downs getting the football. Into and out of feet. Forcing Watford to slide from left to right. Forcing them to defend. Because a lot of the possession earlier, really not done much with it. Give it away again though. Doumbia coming the other way. Ball to the left here. Mayama. That's a farm by Cal Larin on Bovet. Just a careless challenger from the Canadian on the Italian. It's not the challenge I think that was given for the foul for, but Bovet's gotten up to his feet. Another set piece chance, and once again we look towards Tondereka. We're thinking, can I get into half time here, and can I give these guys a spray? It's been not very impressive at all from the Saints. Hammer's ball in. Not fully dealt with. Now it is. Bragg's got away from Dobbin. Now Dobbin can carry. Cipriano getting back. And it's a very poor challenge by Nabizano, who's scored a goal. Now he's in the book. Fifth player in the first half to pick up a slice of cheddar. Skipper Pollock, Cipriano, now Nabizada, joining Larin, and also James Bree. Once again, though, Dobbin on the counter-attack. Dobbin with his head down and creating from out wide is going to be their focus, you feel. And he has looked the brightest of all Southampton's attackers in his first 45 so far. Another Manning delivery. Had a couple of these in his first half. Nothing of note yet, though. Needed goal here for the Saints. Attacking their away fans. Manning's ball in. Took a flick on. We're always going over behind the skipper, Stevens. Good ball in, though. Timed his run well there, Jack Stevens, but can never get that ball under the crossbar. Oh, having a problem with the stream here. Hoping it'll come back to us. If not, it's not looking good on the old streams, I think. Just at a slight pause for the moment. Instead of stopping and starting. Now we're back here momentarily. Long ball here towards Carl Larin. Backheel flick. Natsuki didn't continue his run, otherwise he could have been in there. Coming the other way here is Naby Zada. And again, Southampton are open on the counter-attack. Naby Zada just dillied out a little bit too much on it, and Flynn Downs got back and nicked it off him. And prevented another really awkward moment for Southampton. But again, they played themselves into trouble. Doumbia flushed it across the face. Mayama reels that ball in as we get towards the 45th minute and stoppage time in the first half. Has a thicker ball in there. Took a nick off Brian's behind for a corner kick. So 5 minutes to be added on. Fair chunk of stoppage time here to be added in this first period. I said Bowler go off injured and Cienza having a lot of treatment as well. So a couple injury stoppages. Outswinging ball. Oh, big header chance for Pollock. We get on target. He's demanding it. Be another corner kick, but goal kick's been given to Perez. Did he just take a nick off Harwood Bellis? I think it did. He was pretty adamant. It was supposed to be secondary corner kick, but nothing doing, says the referee. So a minute down to the 5 of stoppages. Southampton's strangled back of possession. Really has done nothing because Watford have still looked dangerous and probably more dangerous when they've gone forward in their transitional action. So Southampton have obviously got to find that fine balance between committing numbers up the pitch to be a threat, but also not leaving themselves too exposed or making those mistakes to allow the counter-attack to be available for Watford. Can Southampton find a response here? Set piece time once again. James Bree. It's a good delivery. Comes off Laren. Oh, and Revalia had to be strong there because Matsuki was following in for the seconds, but Revalia releases it. And again, transition. A chance here for Watford. Played 2 or 5 minutes of stoppage time. Return ball for Mayama. Great defending and backtracking by Flynn Downs just to usher that one behind for something goal kick, but transition, counter-attacks and mistakes for Southampton have hurt them. He's someone that has to lift. Flynn Downs also hard. Bellis and Jack Stevens have been poor. Carl Aaron needs more delivery. So the fullbacks have to lift as well. He has been a deep line midfield and defensive problem today. Front line, when they've had the opportunities, have looked dangerous. Oh, well done from Eduardo Bove. That's Serie A talent for you right there. Former Roma and Fiorentina man. So 2 goals. First from Bravo early on, and then Naby Zada following after that. 19th minute, so 12th minute and 29th minute. 2 goals have come in for Watford. 41% possession, but 10 shots. 60% possession, but only 4 shots for Southampton. And more importantly, double the amount of touch in the opposition box for Watford right now. That's a poor giveaway. Ball's being drilled out wide to Dobbin. Feint inside. Shooting opportunity, but blocked by Eduardo Bove again. Downs. Trying to turn away from Bravo. Does so successfully. Feeds to Manning, but once again, Traore sliding in to make the challenge and keeping the opposition at bay. And Southampton's unbeaten run versus Watford right now looking like it's going to come to an end. As we approach the half-time interval, only a couple seconds remain here. With 5 minutes added on. We've played 4.5. Jack Stevens. Harwood Bellis. Natsuki. Touchline tight on the right-hand side out there. Something to go now. Time quickly ticking away here in stoppage time. Ball cut back. Cienza. First touch got away from Carl Larin. Matsuki. Blocked and nearly fell in the path of Carl Larin, but was pinballing in the wrong direction. Now that a counter-attack. They couldn't do it 3 times, could they? Mayama. Watford come again. Mayama's shot blocked. Howard Bellis in the way. Zamora. Bravo, shot blocked. And deflected in the path of Perez, the keeper. And we go into half-time. 2-0 in favour of Watford. The home side have been good in the counter-attack. They've looked more dangerous and they've pounced on awful Southampton mistakes. Southampton will have to bounce back here in the second period. Half-time break to come. It's 2-0 in favour of the home team, Watford. Welcome back, ladies and gents. Second half action is underway here from Vicarage Road. Southampton getting a second half kicked off here, and they need to kick off because it was a very, very sluggish and unlike them first 45 minutes. A lot to improve upon here in the second 45. I think Tondereke would have made that very clear in the half-time team talk. They're not out of it. We know how vulnerable Watford have been across the last few seasons or so, but they need to come alive here from the start. I did go with a Southampton 3-1 win as my prediction from the start. Not quite going to plan right now. So far they've kept Cienza and Lewis Dobbin relatively quiet. The two have had moments, they've had chances to come alive in the final third, but Watford have kept them at bay so far. 11 goals and 41 appearances for Preston North End last campaign. And 2 goals in 11 appearances for Norwich at the end of the 24-25 season. The kid knows the championship pretty well, Lewis Dobbin, and he ended the championship pretty well last campaign with how well he played. That's a great back heel. Bravo back to Mayama. Southampton do get it back eventually though. Flynn Downs now really impressed with Mayama and Nabizado, who've played out wide for Watford today. With no Bar and no Nestor Aurier and Kunda today, that would hurt them. They have looked very, very solid out there. In terms of the bench for Southampton, though, you've got Finazaz, who I enjoy watching, Ben Burton Diaz on the bench, Divin Mubara, and Samuel Adozi can always make things come alive as well. We've been called for a head knock. That's why this game has come to a halt. Matsuki's gone down. Watford players and fans alike couldn't believe it. They want to play on and play through. Kevin just running in. Oh, geez, not much in that at all. He's having a chat there with the fourth official, but I'm assuming he'll be a minute off, as I think that rule's been introduced in UEFA competitions as well. If you go down to have treatment, you're going to have to stay off for a period of time. I thought a lot of those rules were really well enforced at the World Cup. It was very well officiated. Obviously the best of the best, though, so I have to wait to see what some of the English officials and second-tier officials, how they go with making those rules stick. And Matsuki's back onto his feet. There wasn't really much of a head contact. It was more the clustering to the body. Southampton will be down to 10 here for the next minute. After attention was given to Matsuki. Here's Pollock, the skipper. Cipriani. Zamora around the corner, but Howard Bellis got in ahead of Mayama. Perez just gets rid. Slow start here. Just trying to kick back into gear after the half-time interval. There's some beautiful London sun. And a flick there from one of our goal scorers there. Bravo. Kevin, Cipriano, both have been very, very important so far. So as Nabazada, who's got the goal and plays through Traore here, who's in behind, forces Perez into a save. Got down well there. The ankle was tightening though on the full-back, and that's what made that effort hard to beat the goalkeeper. Bovet. Nabizada. Still Nabizada. Looking for his second of the day, but Manning got in the way. Another shooting chance though for Watford, and another chance on the counter-attack. End to end. It's how they like it, Watford so far. And yes, the Southampton backline is good on paper, but they are lacking a bit of pace, and that's been pretty visible today. Caught out on multiple occasions. Bravo. That's the biggest thing that's really been apparent to me, is just how easily that Watford be able to get him behind of this Southampton back line. Nabizada trying to spin but loses his footing. Where's the incision going to come from? Where's the moment of magic? Yeah, they need to score the next goal desperately. They need to score it the next 5 minutes, Southampton. Because this game is going to drift and drift further away from them if they're not careful. A lot of expectation, a lot of excitement coming into the campaign around this squad, around this playing group, around the way they ended last season before Spygate. You really could have expected them to be there playing Manchester United into the hole on the opening day of the season. When it's come down to the important moment, which is the final third, there just hasn't quite been that same link-up. Larin looking for Dobbin. Pollock got a foot in. Comes out to Cienza, edge of the area now. This is where he's always going to be dangerous. Can he deliver something of note here? Tries to just manufacture a ball into it to Bragg. Downs heads back into a dangerous area. Away from Cipriano. Back with Downs. Zamora, great footwork. Here's Bragg. Southampton want to come back the other way with it now. Ball for Manning, looking for Dobbin, but Pollock came across well and got in the way as the Watford fans come alive in the second period. Just shy of 10 minutes in. It's their team that have made the big chance of the half so far. Ball fizzed in by Manning. Cienza on the spin. Got Larin in the box. Matsuki's in there as well. Ball dropped back to Manning. Fizzed into Dobbin. And his first touch was poor, and it just poorly done there from the wide man. Finally, Finazaz is coming on. Bragg. It's Cienza now on the left hand. He really has been given that free license to really roam. Sometimes in the middle, sometimes in that little channel, the pocket on the left-hand side. All the way out in the left-hand touchline like he is right now. And he's received it from Bragg. Traore has the back pedal. Nabizana comes out to support. Manning's ball in there. Straight into the palms. Ravalia, though. Not a great delivery from the fullback. And again, Southampton's link in the final third just hasn't quite been there. So Finazaz coming on maybe just is the little jolt of energy they need, or the quality which they will look for. Because it's just lacked when it's got there. Something I didn't think I'd be saying today would be that. I thought that would be the least of their problems. Of course, the backline has been the source of the reason why they're down, but I thought they would have found a way back by now. Carl Laren looking to turn. Kind of brag. Laren! Laren! And Southampton struck back. Another Canadian international joining Southampton permanently this summer has found their goal back. And now then, 10 minutes in the second half, the Saints are alive. That is just persistence from those in blue. Ball just sort of pinballing around near the box, and very, very smart disguised ball from Bragg. Catch out to the defenders, finds a little pocket for Laren, and that's way too much space for him in the box, who was fantastic for the Saints last season on loan. First goals are permanent. Southampton playing out. Smart little right-footed toe poke ball. Got past Ravalia. And the Saints are back in this one. Now then pressure on Watford. Finazaz is on. Bragg. Dominance made away to Matsuki, Cienza, and Azaz now, all supporting Carl Laren. Bragg, Downs. Matsuki almost got on the end of it. Downs has kept his run forward. Pinballing around. Laren again! Oh! And what a save by Ravalia. And it could have been two in a flash from the big Canadian. This is what you're worried about if you're Watford. Conceding early has just invited Southampton into this game. I said it. They need to score for the hour mark, and they did do so now. Now they've got a big old sniff. Momentum in their favour. They'll try and win this one. Cienza, out-footed, right-footed, out-swinging ball there. Dealt with by Traore. Comes back to Downs here. Chance for Southampton to recycle. Bragg, that's not his best delivery. Straight into Bravo. Nabizada coming away with it. This is where Watford looked at their best in transition. Mayama. That's a great ball on the outside of the foot. Bravo! Oh, what a challenge from Manning. And that's goal saving. And to win, this game has become a basketball fixture. He might have put himself into some injury trouble there, making that block, just even clutching at that left knee. What a challenge though from the fullback. Making up for that earlier mistake in the first half that gave Nabizada that goal. Ball from Zamora. Away by goal scorer Carl Laren. Saints fans now believing. Great contingent of travelling fans for this one. So Lewis Dobbin showed signs, but you need to get Finazaz on. Can't have him sitting on the bench for too long. That's the Saints fans making all the noise here. Inside Vicarage Roy. That's a great ball. Defines Bree. James Bree ball. Early to Laren. Pollock stooping down to head that ball clear. Not out of danger yet though. Pollock getting a foot in on Finazaz. Cienza battling away with Traore. Changes are coming for Watford, but they could have been level when they came on, but Finazaz pulled wide. They weren't playing around there, Southampton. They went early with the throw. Finazaz almost finding a way in behind to score. He's a triple substitution, though, for Watford. Bove making way. Navizada making way. So is Bravo. So both goal scorers and a midfield creator in Bove all making way. This is a sign of fresh legs or potentially Watford trying to just hold what they have here. Three changes for Watford. On top of the one that made in the first half. So 4 made for them. Only one for Southampton. Finazaz on for Dobbin. So, manager Dionisi is not afraid either to swing some changes and get this side freshened up. Kayembe coming on for Bove. Poku on for Nabizada. And Piero for Bravo. Looking like a 4-4-2 now without the football and out of possession. Just under half an hour to play. It's been engaging throughout this one. Zaz's touch cut away from him. Kayembe won that ball back. He'll give and go with Poku. Kayembe continuing his run. Got the right side of the Southampton back line. Kayembe lines one up. Blocked away by Harwood Bellis. And now then Matsuki can come the other way. Lacking support, so he rolls that ball back. Southampton much better now defending transition. Pretty clear what they had to fix up in the first half. Limit those mistakes in possession and just shore up in transition to stop it. I think Downs not very happy with challenge there. Piero. Referee just coming in just to calm all things down, but really getting to an important moment in this game now. Watford making those moves will try and wrestle back momentum and the control of this game. Because right now Southampton have got their foot on the throttle and they want to try and make it count here. The next 10 minutes huge for both sides. Matsuki trying to get down the bar line, but great foot in there. Harwood Bellis. Watford fans almost hushed to silence in the second period. That team hasn't really laid their best foot forward in this period of time. 20 minutes played in the second half and not much for the show. Matsuki, Azaz. To the area, likes to hit it. Laren, shot blocked by Pollock again. Skipper has been in the way a lot today. But Laren deemed offside. From that smart disguised ball by Finazaz, who has looked to come in and pick up those dangerous spots in the pockets. I've got Ben Burton Diaz who can come off the bench as well and lead the line. Miyama. Kevin. Just He's having a bit of trouble there, but then getting out of trouble and finding Cipriano. KMB just dang a little bit on it there. Linesman did not see the clear touch there. I thought it definitely came off Bree, but linesman thought it came off Cipriano. So Southampton have possession back. I dodged a bit of a bullet there. Looking to press forward and make the most of this momentum. Thanks for joining us for this one, our first Super Sunday fixture of the campaign. Could have football back, could have club football back as well. Good to have the championship as well. Really good. Community Shield, he's about to kick off there at Wembley. But we're just slightly in the outskirts of London here for this one. At the Vicarage Road for Watford and Southampton. We've seen West Brom. We've seen Middlesbrough. We've seen Millwall all win. Hammers playing later today against Burnley. Wolves picked up a point. Southampton will want to do the same as other their counterparts and win. At worst, pick up a point here. They're already on -4 thanks to Spiregate. We've established that. So playing catch-up in this season. But they've got the talent to still definitely try and push for one of those top two automatic qualifying Premier League spots. I really think quite highly of this Southampton side. The quality is there, including these two, Cienza and Azaz. Here is Finn Azaz to Carl Laren. So much space for James Bree. And he just under-hit the pass. Wow. Opportunity goes begging. Like a FIFA-type goal. Bree could have walked it in on the far side there as they worked from left to right. Carl Laren is understandably frustrated with himself because that was surely a certain goal if he'd found the fullback. Mirror in the way. Here is the fullback, James Bree. Many of Watford near the bottom end of the table, near that drop zone. I don't disagree necessarily, but what we've seen today is an ability for them to be energetic, be exciting. And like many teams in this division, they're going to be hard to beat. But Nabazani and Miyama have looked very, very good. Have like that man there, Traore. Just gave away a foul to Cienza, but it's really, really good, say, 1v1 defensively. Keeping Cienza, keeping Dobbin relatively quiet. And it's going to be a bit of a handful. Great day for football. Just out of the capital. Last 20 minutes of this one. Manning's delivery. All been quite poor today, to be real. Bragg back to his keeper, Peretz. There is Howard Bellis. Looking for his centre-half teammate in Jack Stevens, but it's come down to Bree. Works it out wide to the right-hand side where Finn Azaz is. Lays it back. Matsuki shot blocked. Out to Flynn Downs. Works it back to Finn Azaz. Ball in there. Header! Heads wide. From James Howard Bellis. Saints pushing. Watford holding on right now. So Carl Laren makes way. Mubama. And comes Samuel Adozie as well. So Adozie joins a very, very attacking now front line with Bragg going off. Don't know who's going to play in midfield now. Well, like to be Flynn Downs on his own. Here's Kayembe. Downs going shoulder to shoulder with him and putting him to the ground. That's great play from Flynn Downs. Inspired performance in the second period. Cienza. Here's Edozie. Early into Azaz. Fit Azaz! Oh! Looked to pick out the bottom left-hand corner and not far away from the Irish international. That was bright. And that's the substitutes linking up there. Edozie into Azaz and almost into the bottom left-hand corner there. Really, really bright move there from the Saints. Downs. Azaz. It's all one-way traffic right now. Cienza. At the bar line. Cross blocked. Behind. Corner kick.
Southampton looking to preserve their long unbeaten run, stretching back to the middle of January.
In swinging ball. Poku gets it away. Comes back to Cienza. He can go again, and this time it is Doumbia in the way. But his clearance is poor. And then Doumbia's gone through the back. Cienza there again. And looks like Arsenal have already scored in the Community Shield final. And he's in seconds there.
It's offering a good deal defensively at the moment for Watford. Finding it difficult to find any service as Watford look committed to the counter-attack at this stage. Although in fairness, they have been for pretty much the entire game. Manning's delivery.
Playing for Manning. Oh, dealt with. Downs heads back to a dangerous spot. Watford keep it at bay so far, though. Hammer and Downs clashing. And now then, oh, it's getting really feisty in there. Whoa. Wow, Miami wanted a piece of Flynn Downs, and Downs wasn't backing down. Tension's spilling over there. And Downs has been involved in a couple of those little skirmishes already in this one. Yellow card for Miami. Yellow card for Flynn Downs as well. It was poor, but it's worked its way back to KMB. Probably need that skirmish just to hold the momentum of the game. We saw something very similar first half where the medical attention given to Cienza sort of halted Southampton's flow and allowed Watford to go and score almost two in quick time. So could work in a similar fashion here. In the last knockings, the last quarter of an hour of this one, they're holding on to that 2-1 advantage. Went into half-time leading 2-0. Carl Larin pulling a goal back in the second period. Ball out here to his right-hand side. Here is Samuel Adozi. Right, getting the inside there of Zamora, and Stina being fouled by the fullback. Samuel Adozi's trickery, creating a bit of an impact here in the early moments since coming off the bench. Light touch, but touch nonetheless, and he went over. Mayama goes off. Vata on in place of Mayama. James Breeze a free kick. Lifted into a good spot. Oh! And Stevens, he still owns his team a goal after that awful mistake in the first half. Didn't get good contact. He was offside. Never got an important enough touch. Poku's ball will ever hit. That's troubling nobody. Great challenge went in for Matsuki. Kept the ball for Cienza. They've got this fabulous front line right now of Adozi, Cienza, Azaz, Matsuki. Just got to use it. Barmer's flick not good enough. Gave away possession, and Kayembe can come away here for Watford and almost got a trouble with they do through Doumbia. Bella's got in the way there of the Argentine. Zamora. Here's Vata now. New man, fresh legs, chopping inside. Vata! Just lucky in the end product, the youngster. Pulls his effort wide of the near post. Chopping in that right foot from the left-hand side there, but not the precision needed for the 21-year-old. Good bright movement there, though, from Watford. I feel like they've just weathered that storm after Carl Larin had scored the goal, and really are the last knockings now. 10 minutes to play. Really important. 10 minutes here for Southampton. Desperately need at least a point. Watford would love all three on the opening day. Just to silence some of those doubters, including myself, coming into the season, that they really could compete. Man, indeed, to have fouled there. Natsuki hasn't looked as dangerous as I thought he could have been. I'm really surprised he's remained on after all the substitutions have been made. Here is a Dozy. Samuel Dozy. Back to Finazaz. Going to flick one in there, but took a nick and it's gone behind. It's going to be another Southampton corner kick. Can they make something a little bit better of this one?
10 minutes to play. And it's very, very tense now around Vicarage Road. Watford need a big effort here to try and see this one out with Southampton in the ascendancy.
Got a big side, Saints. Manning to deliver now. Left-footed in swinger. Towards the back post. Revalia never came. It's gone behind for a secondary corner. Now on the far right-hand side. Less than 10 minutes to play now, plus some stoppages. You accept a fair chunk of stoppages considering the amount of substitutions that have been made. James Bree will take this corner kick. Right-footed in swinger. Towards that middle of the box. Pollock got it away. Flynn Downs trying to knock it forward. Doumbia heading the ball forward. Vata putting pressure on Flynn Downs, but he gets it back safely to Peretz, who just has to launch that ball. Nearly out of play, but Finazaz kept it alive, and a great little header return behind with Bellis. Azaz from the right-hand side. Little feint. Left-footed ball lacked the precision needed. Adozi. And product is the word right now for Southampton. Who's got that magical delivery or piece of skill? James Bree. And Dozy. On the right-hand side, touch tight there. To the touchline. Into James Bree. Matsuki's playing a little bit more century, slightly deeper role now. With all the attackers on. Howard Bellis diagonal ball to the left-hand side where Cienza is. Playing in his more natural wide position. Chopping inside. Whipping towards goal. But an important block once again by Pollock with his head. Long ball looking forward. Vata's competing. Howard Bellis though winning that duel. Saints come again here. Azaz sets a task of Cienza. He keeps it in play. Comes to almost a walking pace there. Then flicks one in. Pollock on the way again. Had a very good game, the big centre half. Azaz being collected there. Gee, another yellow card. That was probably the less deserved of any of them. Manning again. Can he finally deliver something of note? It's better for Manning. Revalia came. Got enough out on that ball to get it out of the box. Dozy's ball was poor. Manning goes down again. This time running into Traore. Another free kick, though, for Southampton. This is probably in a more central shooting position now. So, James Bree and Manning here, both having a keen look. Both fullbacks fancy themselves from here. A three-man wall here. Based on the edge of the area. Vata on the floor. Blocking the low route. Manning has not delivered anything of note so far. Be a good time right now to find the back of the net. It's going to be Manning. Curler, but almost too high on the crossbar. And Southampton remain 2-1. Trailing 2-1. Not good enough today. Southampton have tried. They've been better second period, but over the 90 minutes, they've really lacked having that sharpness in the final third. They've dictated possession much better in the second period, but they've looked too vulnerable and sometimes too careless in possession as well. A lot of learning can be taken from this. Watford wouldn't love the 3 points, and I'd probably feel like more of a loss if they let it slip now. So hard, especially in the second period. Backs against the wall, defending low. Manning got past Poku's challenge. Dozy. Downs. Oh! Zaz got in the way of his own teammate's shot. Cienza has it here. They're going to chop inside and Denji manufacture a ball into the box. Bree. Dozy. Fancy feet. And over hits the cross and that kills the attack. Kept alive though by Matsuki. And Cienza now finds Azaz. Azaz, poor pass. Southampton though, they just looking a little bit rushed. And James Flynn down, sorry. Over hits that pass and straight out of play. Try as they might, they do not have the answers right now. Here's Doumbia, has been a great hold-up figure. He's playing cheerleader now for the fans. He's been fabulous, I think, today. Hasn't got a goal to show for it, but he's worked hard and occupied those two centre-halves very, very well. Ben Burton-Dez looks like he's readying himself. That's Southampton's kitchen sink moment. Throwing on another attacker to a very already heavily attacking orientated side. Obama. Manning looking for Mubama. Behind by Kebbins. Another corner kick to come here. Southampton pushing. Now they believe they can find something here. So Diaz on. Matsuki makes way. Solid display from him, but maybe Ben Burton-Diaz know-how, his goal sense could come to the forefront right now. They need it. There's something of note here right at the end. Another outswinger. Another ball that doesn't beat the first man. Right, 30 seconds into the 90. And we'll find out how many stoppages we're going to have to play. Well, Lancashire scored a late winner for Borough yesterday. There was goals from the bench from Swansea. Will the same happen here for Southampton? Here's desperation. Kitchen sink time now for them. 5 minutes to be added on here. Same as what was added on in the first half of stoppages.
Looking to take the throw in too quickly there, and
Manning copping dogs abuse from those fans.
Manning does eventually take it.
That's his ball. Pollock heads away. And now then, Watford on the counter attack. It's 4 yellow shirts versus 4 blue shirts, and now more backpedaling. Vatta's ball. Oh, almost a perfect ball to find Dumby at the back stick. But Saints come away with it. Downs. Can they find a late equaliser here, Southampton? Show that character. Azaz long. Looking for Rubama. Ravaglia off his line well.
This would be a huge victory for Watford if they can see this out after 5 defeats to end last season.
The referee's really bought into that one there, but Vata sold it. And he sold it well. Though he's a little bit late, but really wasn't much in that. 2 minutes now down of the 5 to be added on. 3 minutes away for Watford getting a first win of the season. A statement win at that. Against a top side like Southampton. Many of us think going to go deep this season, whether it be to the top 2 or into the championship playoffs. But it's been a nightmare start for them. Self-inflicted. 2 mistakes in the first half gave Watford those 2 goals, and despite improvement in the second half and more possession, they really haven't done enough to kick that door down. Almost a polite knock in the second 45.
Defensive errors in the first half. 2 young players scoring memorable goals.
Oh, ball in. Harvard Bellis! Oh, he's missed it. Oh. Can't believe it. The seas parted for Harvard Bellis, who got on the end of this ball that was floated in. No one got on the end of it. He took it down beautifully. And then on his left foot, struck it like a defender. Almost missed his foot. And that is an awful miss. And that just sums up their day. Riddled with errors. Watford fans now can hopefully breathe a massive sigh of relief, because that was almost the 3 points thrown away. So you've got 60 seconds here for Southampton to make something happen. James Bree will carry this ball up and hit a long diagonal from halfway. Not it on. It's not fully cleared. Put it behind. It's going to be a Southampton corner kick here right at the end. Out comes the keeper, Perez. It is kitchen sink time. Deluxe for Southampton. Can they salvage something? Ball in deep. Ravaglia punches. Punches out of play. It'll be another corner kick. We're in borrowed time now, though. We've played the 5. This will be the last attack for Southampton. Last chance to salvage something. Ball in. Perez push foot. Punch away from Ravalia. Referee not blowing his whistle just yet. Foot behind again. It's going to be another corner. Watford fans and the manager alike can't believe the whistle hasn't gone. They're clinging on to this 2-1 lead. The drama. Surely they couldn't hear Southampton. It really would be a snatch and grab right later on here. Ball in. Ravalia double fist. Referee with a whistle to his mouth blows for full time. And it's a fantastic opening day victory for Watford here at Vicarage Road. Fantastic first half display. Beautiful counter-attacking football and clinical finishing. And they held on to that 2-goal advantage. Yes, they conceded in the second half, but this young team, full of talent, have gotten over the line and taken a big scalp versus Southampton on the opening day. It ends here at Vicarage Road. Watford 2, Southampton 1. A big, big scalp for those at Vicarage Road. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next week for Soccer Saturday and potentially the Super Sunday fixture. It ends here, Watford 2, Southampton 1.